Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Lily and I make writing videos here on YouTube. I'm not a published author, but I really hope to be one day, and right now I am working on my vampire romantasy novel and I'm currently on draft 3 and just under 50k words, and I'm hoping to be finished with it. Well, I'll talk about that in a second, but I'm hoping to finish it sometime this year and start querying it some point over the next 2 years. I've been working on this novel for a really long time, or a long time for me at least. I've been working on it since February 2022. That's when the idea of the book first came to me, and I've been working on it ever since, so 3.5 years, which isn't too bad, but I'm just at a point now where I'm itching to start working on other projects. I'm not bored of it, I absolutely love it. I love writing a story, I love my characters, I love the plot, I love the vibes, I love everything, but I just think 3.5 years, we're getting on a bit, and I just want to basically just like kickstart my writing career, or at least start moving in that direction, because I know some things are out of my control. I can't control whether or not a literary agent wants me, I can't control if a publisher wants to publish my books, but at the very least I just want to get this book finished and in a completed form. So because of that, I've written out like a little bit of a timeline on my plan for finishing this book and getting it to the point that it's ready to be queried. And I want to share that with you today, because I love watching these types of videos. I love seeing people's like writing plans, writing strategies, I guess like a little like publication timeline. I'm starting to learn I'm a bit of a type A personality, so I like planning videos like this. Also, so I have some form of like accountability, like I have something I can look back on. A video I published where I told people like, I'm gonna get this book finished by this date and I'm gonna query on this date. I want some accountability, so something I've put out there where I've said I'm going to do X by Y date, and I have to stick to that, otherwise I'll be embarrassed. Not that there's any shame with like changing your plans and stuff, but you get what I'm trying to say. So I'm about to tell you my plan for everything I think I need to do to get my book into a completed state. I don't think I mentioned this already, but my family are playing very loud rock music just down the hallway. So if you hear any weird noises in the background, it's probably just them playing music whilst they paint a bedroom. So step 1 of my little get Project Vampire done timeline. The first thing I need to do is finish draft 3, which is the draft that I'm currently on. I'm close to the midpoint, so I'm about halfway through my book, more or less, and I need to write maximum like another 70k words. I've just made a video where I announced that I'm doing 75 hard, so basically for the next 75 days I'll be writing every single day. You can hear more about all the other habits and little like challenges I've set for myself within that 75 hard challenge, and also learn a bit more about what 75 hard actually is. But basically what you need to know is that I'm writing every day for the next 75 days, and I plan on being finished with my novel by the end of 75 days. So I'm starting it on August 1st, which is this Friday for me. It might have passed by the time you're watching this. And I plan on finishing on October 15th. So by October 15th, I plan on being done with draft 3 of Project Vampire. And that's a pretty hard goal. Unless anything happens unexpectedly, I'm not gonna be too easy with myself. I'm gonna be pretty firm on saying I need to get this book done by October 15th, and that should be pretty doable for me. I've won NaNoWriMo before, and that was an even harder word count goal than 75 hard is for me, because NaNoWriMo was like 50,000 words in 30 days. This is like between 50 to 70k words in 75 days. So I need to write just shy of like 1,000 words a day, which should be pretty doable. After that, I'm going to give myself a 2-week break. So October 15th, I finish draft 3, and then up until November 1st, I will be having a little break from writing. So hopefully those 2 weeks will help me to distance myself from the book a bit, so when I come back to doing edits afterwards, I'll be able to look at my story a bit more objectively. Then for the month of November, I'm going to work on what I'm calling draft 3.5. So this isn't technically like the next draft, draft 4. It's just that as I've been writing draft 3, I've noticed some plot holes in Act 1. Well, specifically I've noticed, actually it's not a plot hole. It's not a plot hole. It is something I want to change in Act 1 that I think will better suit like the vibes of my book. But it's a change that's significant enough to have like a knock-on effect for the rest of the book. Not a major one. I won't have to do like a full-on rewrite or anything, but essentially I just don't want to wait till draft 4 to make this change. I want to do it in November this year and do like a draft 3.5 where I just switch something that happens in Act 1. Essentially, it's a conversation between my main character, Valentina, and the love interest's mother. It's kind of like the inciting incident where they have a conversation that like starts like the main plot line. But instead I want to change it so it happens between Valentina and the love interest. It just makes more sense and suits the vibes of story because it is like a romantasy, so I feel like my love interest should have like a larger role in Act 1. And whilst them having this conversation instead of like Valentina and the mother isn't going to have like a major impact on the story, I just want to go in and just like go through the book and just like fix it to suit the change I made in Act 1, if that makes sense. I don't want to spend too long on this, so I'm just going to do it throughout the month of November. It'll be like my mini little baby NaNoWriMo, I suppose. Not that I'll be writing 50k words in 30 days, but you know what I mean? Just like working on a writing project throughout the month of November. Because it's just like a small-ish change to the plot that's like significant, but like won't take too much work to fix. I just want to set myself again another hard goal of like get it done by the end of November. I don't want it to like leak into December or January too much. However, just to be realistic, I'm gonna say that by the end of the year I want draft 3.5 done, so that will give me like a little bit of a buffer period, like a 1 month buffer period. Not just for draft 3.5, but also finishing draft 3 during 75 hard. I'll give myself that like 1 month buffer period, just in case all hell breaks loose and I need to delay writing my project. So in my writing plan, we are now in 2026. Not only have we completed draft 3, we completed draft 3.5, and now I want to get my book printed. This is so exciting for me. I literally for years and years and years have had like photographs of printed books, like printed bound manuscripts on my Pinterest boards and my vision boards that I have as like my desktop backgrounds. And it's something I've always wanted to do, but I just haven't felt with any of my drafts or any of the books I've written that it was like the right time or the right book to get printed. I wanted it to be like more of like a readable draft, more of like a complete this is a book draft, if you know what I mean. And I think draft 3 is going to be the first time that I feel that way. Draft 3 is definitely like hitting different to my other drafts before. It feels more like a proper story. It's some writing that I'm starting to be quite proud of, which I haven't really felt in the past. Like my other works, I don't know, I just haven't been proud, but like draft 3 of Project Vampire I am feeling good about, so I'm going to print it out. I'm then going to read through my draft in full, like a book, which it is, and then I'm going to make edit notes on the following things. So firstly, plot holes, secondly, pacing, then characters, so I want to do it for like my female main character, male main character, villains, as well as side characters. Then I want to make notes on the romance arc and just make sure that, you know, it's good, it's entertaining, we like it, we love it. Then I'm going to make notes on world building and theme. My edit notes are not going to focus on anything line editing related, so you know, dialogue, descriptions, voice, that sort of stuff. I just want to focus on the big picture things. Then using my notes, I'm going to make a new outline for draft 4. My outline for draft 3 took a lot longer than I thought it would. However, there were some quite significant changes that I was making to the novel that I just don't think I'm going to need to make for draft 4, but maybe there's like famous last words. Maybe this will be like a major rewrite. So I'm going to give myself 2 months to create an outline. My outline for draft 3 was crazy. It took me like, I think 5 or 6 months. I don't know why. I'm not too sure why, but it took me a really long time. But I'm hoping, again, that work that I did for draft 3 is going to pay off for draft 4, and this will take me a lot less time and go a lot faster. But just to be on the safe side, I'll give myself 2 months to create an outline. So that'll be January and February of next year. March is when I'm going to start drafting. Again, I'm going to be generous and give myself 4 months. This shouldn't be as major of a rewrite as draft 3 was, but again, I don't know what edits I'm going to want to make next year because I haven't finished draft 3 yet and I haven't read through it for edit notes. So 4 months should be more than enough time, because even if I'm doing a major rewrite, I can do like, you know, 25k a month for 4 months, and that'll get me to about 100k, which is sort of the word count I'm hoping to have. Then once draft 4 is done, I'll do another exciting thing, and I will print it into an actual book. I've seen so many people like Brielle Wright's kind of print out their manuscript into like a physical book form, which is so cute and so fun. So yeah, I'm going to print it out, my draft 4, and then I'll read through it again like an actual book once more, and then I'll just see if there are any last edits I want to make before I send my book to beta readers. I've never used beta readers before, so again, another exciting first for me. I'm hoping to have about 3 to 5 people read through my manuscript and do a manuscript exchange with me. So I'll probably be reading the books for people who write maybe like just romance, romantasy, or fantasy with like a heavy romance subplot. I like romance, if you can't tell. And hopefully I'll be finding people who also like romantasy. I'd be a bit stupid if I didn't give my book to people who like my genre. But you never know, I can be a bit of an airhead sometimes. I've never used beta readers before, so I have no clue how long this process will take. So I'm just going to say maybe July, which is when I should finish draft 4, to October, giving myself a few months to go through the process of like manuscript exchanges. Then October is when I'm going to start reading through their notes and start making changes to my book for draft 5. Again, since I don't know what suggestions they're going to make, I don't know how intense the changes I'll need to make are, I can't give myself a really clear time frame for this. So I'm going to just guess it might take me till January to make a new outline for draft 5, and then I'm going to be really generous and give myself like 6 months to get draft 5 completely finished. So I'm going to say maybe the new year will be when I'm done with my draft 5 outline, and perhaps, you know, a few months to do some edits, a rewrite. So maybe let's say May 2027 is when I will be done working on beta reader feedback. Now at this point, I have no clue if I'll want to give my book to beta readers again. I don't know if I'll want to get some more opinions, if I'll want to do like another round of edits, so maybe like leave my book for a month or so, come back, reread it, work on it again. But I guess we'll reevaluate closer to the time, but I'm really hoping that draft 5 should be enough, and by May 2027 I will be ready to query to literary agents. That's just under 2 years from now, so definitely longer than I would like. If I could get that closer to 18 months, that would be the absolute dream. But this entire like writing Project Vampire process has taken way longer than I thought it would, mostly because I had a couple of like dud years when it came to writing, or rather 2024 was a dud year when it came to writing. But I can forgive myself because I went through a lot of life changes, and we're back here now, we're working on the book again, and things are going pretty well. Yes, I think in a maximum of 2 years I should be ready to query. And obviously I gave myself a lot of buffer time, so maybe if I don't need to use the buffer time, things will happen a lot quicker than what I'm predicting. So yeah, that's all I have to say today. Thank you so much for watching. I should have some fun videos coming soon, like 75 hard writing challenge vlogs, as well as my writing retreat vlog. I'm going on a solo writing retreat to a cottage in the Cotswolds in August, so that should be really cute. It'll be like a little English countryside writing moment, so that'll be very beautiful. But I hope you're doing well and you are also hitting your writing goals, and I will talk to you guys very soon. Bye!